Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So the question tonight, what things could General Hospital improve on moving into next year, 2023? Now, of course, you've been watching this channel for a while. You know I'm constantly critiquing General Hospital on, well, pretty much everything. But I have my predictions, I have my things that I want them to improve on. And the question tonight is, what do you want to see better moving into next year? Spider Quake is in the chat. Thank you, Spider Quake. I appreciate that. Thank you, Janet. How you doing tonight? Mel, one of my favorites, of course. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. And the same thing with Janet and Spider Quake. All are my favorites. So thank you. Spider Quake says, it's my birthday. Got a haircut and new shoes. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Happy birthday, Spider Quake. Happy birthday. So you're 18 now, right? Janet says chilly here. Yeah, it's hard for me to sit there and believe that it's actually cold in Texas. But then again, I've never actually been to Texas, so I'm not too sure. Spider Quick says, thank you. No, I'm 18. No, I'm 18 in 2025. Okay. So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking, Spider Quake? Kaiwan is in the chat. What's good? Mel says it's cold. 27 degrees. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. I don't know what you know what it is, Spider Quake. You said you started watching General Hospital in 2017. I think that's what it was, right? You watched General Hospital since 2017. Yeah, I was gonna sit there and say y'all two are in the same parts, right? Well, not in the same parts, but like y'all both are in Texas. Yeah, no, it's not that cold. Spike Wake tomorrow's supposed to be 60. Janice says no, I'm north. Okay. Rob is in chat. What's good, Rob? More advancement. I mean, more adventure. Yeah. Yeah, I like that so far. Howard says, yeah, I'm starting watching that one 2008 to 2007. More locations. Okay, Rob, all right. I like that so far. One of the things that I'm looking that I want, which they're not going to do, Spike Quick says, Heavy Heather really dressed up. Yeah, yes, she did, Spider Quake. The Rudolph's, the nose and everything. You know, the thing that was so funny was the look on his face. Dolly's in the chat. Was good. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Mel says, I can't believe that Rachel was. Oh yeah, yeah. I was not a fan of that, and I don't even. No, I don't even like Chloe. And I was like, that was unnecessary. Ariana was acting the same way, except for she did chill out a little bit. Rob says, I love I love Ryan's red nose. Yeah, it was funny. The look on his face was priceless. Like Quick said, he wants yeah, he did. Janice says more restaurants in General City. Yeah. Yeah, they got like three now, right? They got Noah's Club, they got Society, and they got I forgot the other one. Richards is in the chat. What's good? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Jay Blue says it's 2 degrees in Chicago. Oh my, wow, man! They don't call it the Windy City for nothing. On top of other things, no offense that I heard. Let's just put it this way, Jay Blue. You got to be pretty tough to work out there. Crimson Lights, yes, that's what it is. Crimson Lights. There's a thank you, Janet. I want to get a mug. I want to get a Crimson Lights mug or a Society mug. Jolie says, is Chase trying to push Chase as a singer? Probably. I mean, the dude can actually sing. But again, he only went there because he got his somewhat reinstated. They may reinstate him. That's the only reason why he came. Jessica's in the chat was good. Spider Quick says Nicholas depressed. Oh yeah, that dude's drunk and it was so dumb. Mel says Chloe told Kristen that Brady. Yeah, Mel, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even understand what was the point of them actually going back and forth. I didn't get that. Jenna said I would like the Sheila storyline done. Well, yeah. So Jen, why you don't like Sheila? I'm just curious. Jay Blue says that song was so. Yeah, Jay Blue. I didn't even bother to watch. I didn't even bother to listen to that song. I don't do it. I don't usually listen to whenever they sing and stuff like that. I just don't bother to listen to it. So I'm glad you told me. Which is, I usually do like kind of pop stuff, but Shauna says Vicky is so insecure she acts like Adam and Chelsea are beneath her. It wasn't even just that. I mean, she acts like Johnny is going to just magically start loving Chelsea more than she loves her, which is ridiculous. But Coleman says, "What is the last episode of the week for General Hospital?" I'm not sure. Dolly says Rachel's really turned into a Dolly. I was not a fan of that, and the thing is, I'm not even a fan of Chloe, but I was like, and then Kristen sitting there smiling. I'm like, that's not funny. It's not cute. Like, what is wrong with you? Johnny says, born B&B, nobody worried about Tom. Oh, is that his name, Tom? I didn't even know what his name was. I knew Pam because they kept talking. Spike Quick says tomorrow, but aren't they supposed to be doing, what about next week, though? Aren't they going to be sitting there doing something next week? Like, new episodes are going to be on next week, though, right? Spider Quake. Jen says it is dragging with her mean spirited storyline. Oh, okay. Jay Blue says, I love some pop too, but that song had too much. You know what? Jay Blue, I may actually try to listen to it tonight before I go to bed. I might try to do that. Jolie says it feels random because Chloe was always so nice to her. Yeah, that's true, Dolly. But kids can be kids at times, and 1 minute they're happy about something, next minute they're not. But it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. And of course, when you're looking at Kristen, like Kristen is just, ugh. She's not a good mom. And I hate saying that, but she's not. Spider Quick says Christmas, Saturday, and Sunday, so Jay should probably be on all next week. Yeah. I mean, they may take a day off because, I don't know, their shooting schedule, but hope not. Well, if they need the time off, take the time off, so whatever. Shauna says Heather Webber is the only one who has access to that necklace with his victim's DNA. Oh, okay, that's why he's so worried about it. It's not just a trophy. Okay, now I understand. Now I understand, Shauna. Mel says Eric said Brady that I have a good guy when it. Oh yeah, Mel, I am so not a fan of this plan of kidnapping Rachel. I'm like, how about you just let nature run its course? Like seriously, just let nature run its course. I don't get that. Jessica, I was just gonna say no, but at this point, anybody can get it. Oh, by the way, Jessica, I went on your YouTube page and I saw your playlist, and I was watching some old scenes with Klaus that he was about to get ready to burn down a house with Stefan and Damon inside because he was looking for Elena. You got a good playlist. You got a good playlist, Jessica. Colin says Seattle told you that the enemy had what? Shauna says Eric can't judge nobody. He cheated enough. Yeah, but Kristen is still worse, and I'm actually a fan of Kristen. What's good, Victoria? How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Always great to see you. Jay Blue says, I laughed out at Josh when she told Dex that she clear about her feelings, but definitely, yeah, exactly. I was like, really? Really, bro? Every time she kisses Dex, I'm just like, ugh. Come on, says, I said, I told you the estimate has a sister. Oh, Esme has a sister. Oh, okay. Maybe. What? Did you read about this somewhere or? Mel says Kristen plays God will be. Yeah, that's what she does. Jessica says, yes. Jessica, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I go back and I watch like scenes of like the Vampire Diaries and like the originals, I'm just like, man, what the hell happened to CW? Like that was some good TV. That was some good drama. And of course, Elijah just that's my guy right there. That's my guy right there. Medora's in the chat was good. Dolly says Brady is so frustrating because he always knew Kristen. Exactly. I'm like, why? He's mad, but I was like, bro, you had a child with this woman. You were cool with her stabbing your grandfather. Did I miss something? Victor says yes. Victoria says yes. I'm starting to suspect Heather is a hook and a nanny. Hmm. Conway says no. I cannot read the script because I'm a writer. Oh, okay. Calvin, what kind of stuff do you write? Jessica says, I don't know how they would explain Heather being the hook. Yeah, I don't get that either. But you know what? At this point, I won't put it past them. I would not put it past them. Medora says Jakar is getting. Medora says, um, Josh is getting on my nerves. Yeah. At this point, she used to get on my nerves. Now I'm just like, you know what? She's just being Josh. She's just being Josh at this point. Conan says they say it's most of the writers. Now Dola says, I don't know how Brady could be Kristen after she stole Tay. Really? Wow. I mean, Dolly, Brady, when I first started watching the show, he never really came across to me as the brightest bulb in the room. So I'm not really surprised he does these things like these idiotic, stupid, asinine things. I mean, she stabbed your grandfather in the heart. Like, what? Really? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a bad girl, but there's bad girls, and then there's her. Now, Shauna says Carly told Ava that she celebrated her divorce. Ava said, exactly. But I'm not going to lie, Shauna. I felt like that scene was forced. Like, I felt like the whole episode was just not really put well together. And that scene just proved it to me. Now, Colin says, press play from my community center. Says mostly right play. What? Okay, I'm not really understanding what you mean by that. I says I was surprised Brady told Eric to say. I was too, but I felt like for suspense, they probably had to go that route. They probably had to go that route. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Kylin. I'm not really understanding what you're saying. Um, Jessica says, "What do you think of Spencer and transplant?" Um, it could be interesting. It could be interesting. I think as I told you, I think that plan is needed. That plan is needed to definitely give the show more suspense. So I'm with it. And honestly, tell you the truth, as I'm at least this way she doesn't have to be all sad and pouty about Rory. And I'm like, sis, no one cared about Rory. Okay, you didn't even care about Rory. So as long as she's not sad and depressed, I'm cool with it. Now Tanya D says, so I'm watching Tuesday episode while I am like Esme is a hoot and Josh is so annoying. Yeah, That is the general consensus. Joss is annoying. Medora says holiday episodes are usually boring. Nothing of important. Yeah, which is kind of a shame though. I feel like every day, every episode should put its best foot forward. You know, because otherwise it's like, what are you doing? Jay Blue says, I think the scene with Carly and Ava truly portrayed their relationship. Ava is stewing and being a bit vulnerable. That's true. It was all kind of odd though for her to sit there and confining Carly out of all people. And of course, chasing that they're being a dick at this point. I'm like, bro, you're the one that lost your badge. Okay. Not not Brooklyn. You are. You're the one that decided to put your hand on two people so you get exactly what you get. Like, oh, she didn't write the letter. She wouldn't have to write the letter if you didn't sit there and wind up attacking people. Mel says, do you think, Albert, that the plan of Eric taking Rachel on a trip can get the orchid? Nope. Nope, no, I don't. And Mel, the only reason why I say that is because I saw the previews, so I know that's not going to happen. Jonathan is in the chat. What's good, bro? How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. It's always great to see you. Tony D says, "How you doing tonight?" Okay, yeah, you're saying this to everyone else. Thank you, Medora. Thank you so much. Yes, we got 23 people in the chat. We got 7 likes. So if you are enjoying if you are enjoying the stream, definitely hit the like button. It really does help me out. It actually really does. Trust me, I don't like Smith saying it that much because, it sounds kind of cringe and a little somewhat forceful. But it does help, so. Now, Tanya D says, Sunny having Donna give Nina a gift. Johnson says, imagine if Cam walked in. Oh, that's exactly what's going on happening. Oh, on the road. Oh, that would be so golden. That'd be like that would have to be like a Friday's episode. Karen is in the chat. Karen says, hi Albert. GH was so boring today. I'm losing my patience with this show. Yeah, somebody else was saying that the holiday episodes, like when it gets close to the holidays, they're not really that great. But I feel like that's just kind of a cop out. Like you should put your best foot forward, no matter if it's holiday or whatever, because people are watching. And yeah, Karen, it can drive your patience. I get that. Jessica says Cam will definitely walk in on them doing more. Yeah. Jay Blue says Chase is full of it. He takes no accountability for his part. Yeah, exactly. And it's so irritating to watch. It is so irritating to watch. I'm like, bro, you did this to yourself. Jessica says Chase does need to take accountability, but I'm not mad at him for ending things. Hmm. You know, I can see both sides of that. I can. Oh, Jay Blue, yeah, they definitely aged her up. They definitely aged her up. I saw that today. I was like, you're like Avery's age, and that that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Dolly says Brady needs to start playing hardball and threaten to Rachel what Kristen is doing. Yeah, but definitely the whole kidnapping thing. I think that's just a little bit too far. Someone says, yeah, how many episodes I feel like their season finale of General Hospital. Tywin, if they don't start doing better, I can see that. I don't want to see that, but I can see that. Justice says it will be great if the new year episodes goes with a bang. Tanya D says Nicholas, oh boohoo, as Maroon hurt. Exactly. Is that exactly? Who said I'm all done with its topic. Oh, we're talking about what they can improve. Ruth, what stuff would you like to see improved in General Hospital going into next year? What kind of stuff would you like to see being better? Jay Blue says Chase action is similar to Spencer punching Dex. Yeah, except he's a cop. So it's much more worse. Now, Mel says Dr. Ben. Yeah, Mel. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Grace. I'm really not. That chick is just disrespectful as hell. Tanya D says Ava and Carly can pan divorce. Yeah, I guess it's kind of funny when you think of it that way. Karen says, I don't get Chase breaking up with Brooklyn over something so true. Well, it wasn't trivial, but it's. How you doing tonight, Susan? Thank you for joining. It's not trivial, but it's one of those things where people aren't perfect, you know? And I'm surprised he just gave up on her like that. Um, Johnson says, I hate to say it, but Chase may need new writers. Oh, yeah, definitely. They also need to cut down the cast. Let's just be clear about that. Shonda says, I know what Brooklyn did was wrong, but didn't he take Willow and Michael Choice away? He's a hypocrite. Yeah, exactly, Shonda. And even Sasha said the same thing to Chase when he told her about the situation. Sasha said the exact same thing. Tanya D says, why am I feeling sorry for Brooklyn? Chase is treating her how Curtis treats Jordan. Yep, you're right, Tanya D. Richard says, moving the storyline along faster instead of dragging them out. Yeah, definitely. And Ruth says, well, Albert, they're always going off with a bang. They always drop a bomb on some person whenever it's a bomb. Show actually literally a bomb. Dolly says, I would like to see cheese trimmed. Exactly, Dolly. We all on the same page about that. They need to start trimming down his cast. And I'm not saying they got to get rid of them, but Days have a large cast and they know how to sit there and handle their characters. You know, they know how to handle their characters. Hell, even YNR seemed like he was doing good today with his characters. I 100%. We're on the same page about that, Dolly. J Blue. Oh no, Mel says I wonder what will Brooke do when he sees Rich for Christmas. Yep, that'll be the test, Mel. Johnson says, I guess the problem with GH is they have characters that they don't add much to the show. Yeah. Johnson, I mean, today's episode with Sasha, like, what does she really do? What does she do? Anyone that actually watched the episode today at General Hospital, what did she do? Now, Kaiwan says on General Hospital on me. Tanya D says, hold on, Donna, now talking, was she? Exactly, they aged her up. I saw that today, I was like, you like, Avery's age. How did that happen? when did that happen? When did that take place? Did I miss something? Now Monique says they're bringing on these new characters, and we don't know the history. Just add on new characters. Yeah, I mean we got a little bit with Cody, some with Dex, but you're right. With Rory, they didn't do anything with him. Rory's more of a placeholder. Shannon says Jack was an Abbott. No, Jack was Jabal when Phyllis, but he folded like a chair today with Jeremy, a man. I didn't really see it that way, Shauna, but okay. Mel said Pam showed up. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw that. And of course, she was there just to either act like a dingbat or throw salt in the wound with, um, it just kind of came across as very dingbackish. Jay Blue says, I think GH was just tying up Sasha. Yeah, it just seemed like she was pulling us to the episode. And Colin says, why Cody can't be with Brooklyn storyline in General Hospital. Oh, why Cody can't be with Brooklyn? So you think they should pair those two up? Dolly says GH needs to speed up their storylines, make a plan, and stick to it. It feels like they're writing as they go along. Okay, I agree with that too. This is a great wish list. This is a great wish list. Black Miners in the chat was good. Now, Johnson says today we had aluminum. Yeah, I just now thought about that. I was like, I forgot. I was like, she was Pam on B&B, and she was Heather on GH. Yeah. Come on, girl, get that paycheck. Okay, pull a Wally curse. I ain't mad at you. Tanya D says Heather checking out Mac. Yeah, it was like, all right, bro, relax. Monica says, Monique says, I bet Dax is somehow connected to Quartermain to explain why he is not backing down or taking Sunny down. What do you mean more like if he's AJ's son or something? Black Man, when you're here, you're always on time. And I'm doing a little bit better. I'm not coughing as much. So there's that. Karen says Sasha, Sunny, and Nina did not need it. I 100% agree with that. I think you watched my review, but yeah, I 100% agree with that. They were not needed. Johnson said the actor who played Cody and the actress who played Brooklyn played really interesting. Blackmore says I'm doing good. We now think Heather is the hook after today's episode. At this point, anything's possible. Cameron says because they play brother and sister on All My Children. I mean, on One Life to Live. Why would that mean that they're okay? Jessica says, remember when Austin used to be late to record me? Exactly. No family gathering or anything like that. I'm not gonna lie, that breakup was so dumb. It was so dumb. Yeah, Shauna. Yep. It is definitely possible that she's pregnant with Nick or Adam's baby because why not at this point? Johnson says maybe Cody can get together with Sasha. That'd be interesting. Dolly says I like to see GH also lean in their characters' history in relationship. Today's characters feel like they know each other for years. GH is missing that. Hmm. Mon- yeah, I agree with that, Dolly. Monica said, I mean, Monique says rumors or speculations are saying he is Jason's son. I don't see how that's possible. He was held captive for 7 years, but on so anything is possible. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Um, Monique, where did you get that from now? Charvos is in the chat. What's good? Someone says because they are great comedy. So that's why they should be together because they're great comedy. Shauna says Cody needs to be gone. Kevo's in the chat. What's good, bro? How's the music going? How's everything? How's the channel? Now, Medora says I don't think Heather is the hook killer because, like, Esme is way too easy. Play comedy duo. Okay. Sure. Johnson says I think the hook killer is ADA Arden. Jonathan, what makes you think that? Monica says on the message board just speculations or some might want to be true. Okay. Kevin says I'm making Hook 2 real soon. Nice. Kevin, when you do, I gotta sit there and listen to it. You gotta sit there and hit me up with a sample, girl. Just saying. If you could, I would appreciate it. Mel says, is there a chance Adam will go back to Newman if Nick leaves and Victor wants him to leave Jabal? It's possible. It'd be kind of messed up though. Just to leave Jack like that, just hanging. He took a chance on Adam when no one thought it was a good idea. That would be kind of foul. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be kind of foul. Um, Dolly, I think that she switched back. I remember her saying that she might have switched back after the Trina trial because she didn't like the way that the trial and everything was going. And of course, she pretty much kind of got kicked off the case. So I think she went back to just working, um, working for the other side. It's a shame, Dole, because she's been on this show for years and we rarely see her. It was like Christina yesterday. It was like, I mean, it's great seeing those two, but like, the hell? Shauna says Adam not going back. That was a lot of him and Chelsea problems. Jay Blue says I had no clue who the killer is, but it's better makes sense. Yeah, Jay Blue, it better not just make sense. It better actually be good. Unlike the Hat Daddy situation. Now, Ruth says, Albert, are you okay? It sounds like you have need some good old fashioned OJ chicken soup. Um, Ruth, I'm doing a lot better than I did yesterday. I was coughing so much. I still am, but it's not as much though. Johnson says she fits the bill. She was so hell bent on prosecuting and losing. It's possible. Okay, I wouldn't discount that. Crystal Williams in the chat was good. Um, Hendrix is in the chat was good. How you doing tonight? Yeah, she was. Oh, Ruth. Oh, I didn't know she was on Dr. Quinn medicine. Hmm. I do remember her on the one of years, Ruth. Now Hendrix says someone says Josh is the second richest teen on GH. Is that true? And who is the first? I would feel like she's the first. Yeah, yeah, no, she's definitely the first. I mean, don't get me wrong, the cash out money is fine, but I mean, come on now. She got Jack's money, she got Sonny's money. No, no, she's definitely the richest kid. Jolie says the funny thing is Molly never particip- participated in the trial that could have added some drama, conflict. Molly going up against her mom's best friend in court. Ooh, I can see that. And Charles says I like to see Gladys and Gregory together. LOL. Nah, Gregory wouldn't mess with a woman like Gladys. No, Jonathan, I haven't. But I heard that they're going to be there making the show the '90s on Netflix. I thought they were just putting the show on Netflix, and then I saw that I was like, wait, like it seemed like it was new. Interesting. Calvin says Christina. What about Christina? Makai's in the chat was good. Yeah, Jessica, she's definitely the richest kid. That's not even a question right there. Yeah, but I mean, no, I don't agree with that. I mean, yeah, Spencer has to cast out money, okay, but Jax is rich in itself. Jax is rich, and Sonny's rich, and then there's the Quartermains. She's connected in a lot of ways to all three families. She's definitely the richest person. Period. Um, but I do like the fact that she isn't like Spencer. She's not like this privileged prick. Well, mm, she doesn't show it as much as Spencer does. Someone says the root of Christina is the richest kid. How is that? Memo says Jack is talking to Jeremy on a goose. Yeah, I saw that. He was not happy, Mel. Dolly says she's missing out on a cool character historically. Molly versus Diane or Scott in the court could be interesting, or being forced to prosecute her Uncle Sonny. Yeah, Dolly. That that would be that would be interesting as hell. You got some great ideas. A lot of people in the chat got some great ideas. I feel like hell, most of the people in the chat could sit there and write better than what GH has given us. Shannon says, Albert, you. Yeah, Shauna, I saw that today. I was like, oh, great, it's Grace. Yay! I'm just like this disrespectful. From what I understand, Shauna, she's only going to be there for 2 days. So thank goodness. Then they can sit there and boot her ass on to somewhere else. Colin says because your mother is a cast line and your father is a big lawyer and firm fire firearm LA. Yeah, no. It's still Josh. Josh is still the richest kid. It is what it is. Sean says Victor is the net. Sonny don't have Jack's money. You sure about that, Shauna? Because Sonny has a lot of money. And you know the thing is, it's not even so much as that. Sonny has money, Jax has money. So Josh has a lot of money. That's just point blank. Now Medora says Christina has Sonny and Cassadine money. That's a good point, Medora. That's a really good point, Medora. Chavoy says Spencer is not only rich because of Cassadine, but also rich because of Sonny, Laura, and Cyrus. I didn't think about that, Chavoy. Now Makai says Victoria's getting on my last. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Her whining and complaining and yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Jessica says now Christina is only rich because of Sonny. Yeah, but she's still rich though. Regardless if it's Sonny's or not, still rich. And again, she has to cast down money. And Dolly says GH writers are just lazy. It's like a chief having a kitchen with all the best ingredients, but not knowing how to cook. Good point. Mel says, do you think Diana is safe at the cabin eventually? Yeah, no. She's not safe. She is not safe, Mel. She is not safe. Jeremy will find her, and then I don't know what he's you know what he's gonna do with her. Johnson says, I can see the security firm Valentine wants Sonny about as the place in holding Morgan a place holding for Morgan all these years. That would be interesting. Johnson, that would be interesting. Victoria says Carly does toss the hotel equity Josh would have inherited down the toilet, but I think Josh is still good. No. Victoria, she's definitely good money wise. Like without a doubt. She doesn't have to work ever. Now I think about I don't even think Christina really has to work, really. Ruth says I actually think the DA could be the whole killer because she's working for Victor. That's a pretty strong move for me that and I don't think her. And I don't like her. Yeah, it's possible, Ruth. It is definitely possible. Jolie says Castellans have old royal legacy money. Spencer is super rich. But Chavot says, but not as rich as Joss. Yeah, I still got to go with Joss being the richest kid. I still got to go with Joss being the richest kid. Yeah, Jolie says Joss is rich. Joss is related to rich people. Spencer has money handed down from generations. Spencer is basically a prince. Yeah, but I mean, you got what? Like Who those royal people? Um, Not Prince Charles, but the other ones. I don't think they're as rich. Princess Diane. Who those? I'm trying to sit there and think of who those people. I can't think of them. It's not Prince Charles, but the other people though. I don't think that they're really that rich. That's what I'm basically saying. Sean says I don't trust Diane. What if she scamming Jack? I maybe, but I mean, Shauna, you've been watching the show longer than me, so maybe you have a point, but I just don't see it though. Jessica says Spencer and Josh, the richest. Yeah. Valerie's in the chat. Was good. Tyron is in the chat. Was good. How y'all doing tonight? Thank you for joining. As always, it's a pleasure to see y'all. Um, Colin says the other princess don't really have riches. The other what? I'm trying to think of. It's not Prince Charles, but the royal family. What's their name? It's gonna come to me. But my point is that I don't think that they're that rich. Like there's YouTubers that are richer than the hell is their name? And they got a son named Archie or something like that. What the hell is? My point is I don't think that they're that rich. Even if they are a prince, I don't think they're that rich. Everyone says yeah the other day that the prince doesn't really have what? Dolly says Josh's money is split between all of Sonny's kids. That's Christina, Michael, Dante, and Dante's kids. Avery and Donna all comes before Josh. Makai says, I think those walkie-talkies Carly gave Avery. Yes, Makai, yes. I'm so glad that you paid attention to detail. Victoria says, do Carrie and Duchess Megan. Yeah, it's Megan, and then there's somebody else. Yes, Harry and Megan. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. There's YouTubers that are richer than Prince Harry and Meghan. So just because you have a prince or princess in the title does not mean that you are you have a lot of money. The great Nikisha Moore's in the chat was good. Now Victoria says Duke Harry and Duchess Meg. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you. Tanya D says, isn't Wiley the richest kid? He has everyone's money. Quartermain, Corinthos, Carly, and Nina's money. I forgot about Nina's money. Karen says Duke and Duchess. Okay. Nikisha says just getting here just because parents have money doesn't necessarily mean kids are rich. Yeah, but there's a good chance that they are though, especially in these shows. Apple's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Tracy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Daisy Flowers in here. Was good. Um, Thank you, Tyrone William. Yes. Yeah, there's YouTubers that are richer than them. Let's just think about that for a minute. Dolly says Jax lost a lot of his assets years ago when Jerry blackmailed the town. Carly gave away Jack's money. Oh, wow. Now Daisy Flowers says Charles is a Harris. Charles is richer than Michael. Hmm. Dolly says actually Wiley is the one. How you doing tonight, Apple? Thank you for joining. Tracy, it's always great to see you in the chat. Now, Nikki said, what about Cameron? I bet Franco left Elizabeth and the boys a lot of his psycho. Oh, Nikisha, you kill me with these comments. I love it. Colin says, isn't that supposed to be like Elon monster this world. Karen says, why does Josh get Sonny's money? Yeah, Karen, I mean, Josh wouldn't even want Sonny's money at this point. Yeah, Dolly, I was going to sit there and say, Cameron, no, man, they don't got money like that. They don't got money like that. I mean, let's be honest. If um Franco actually had money, he would have been using a lot more of it. When he was alive with the boys and stuff like that, they would have been living somewhat of la vida loca instead of where they were living at. Someone says because Sonny money is not really legit. Yeah, but it's still money though. Dolly says he's not wiping down those. Oh, Dolly, that was hilarious. He's not wiping down those counters for fun. I love it. Tiny D says somebody's gonna hear somebody is gonna hear something they shouldn't. Yeah, exactly, Tiny D. That's. I'm so glad that people are paying attention to detail. Because let's think about it. Out of all the things that they could have gave Avery, they gave her a walkie-talkie. Really, really. In a year of I don't know technology out the huna. Yeah, I just made it that word huna. So of course, yeah. Um, a walkie-talkie, there's a reason for that. In the case says I can see Elizabeth setting up trust for Cam. They act like Liz is poor, but she's a nurse with a free house. I can't believe Jason didn't stash money aside for Jen. Oh, for them too. Jake. No point, Nikisha. Um, but I mean, doesn't she still have to pay like taxes or something like that? Chiron says Josh is family to Sunny. Thinks she his stepdaughter by previous marriage, but Josh only wants something from him when exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because Tyron, she's a hypocrite. Now, Nikki says maybe Trina is rich. Curtis and Portia bought Jack's. Oh man, no, no, Nikisha. Trina is not rich. we gonna stop there right there. Trina is not rich. Yeah, she's doing a lot better because of her parents, but she ain't rich. She she ain't rich. Jessica says Liz don't got Sonny or Jack's money. Yeah. Helen says Jason was bad with money. No, Jason seemed like he was actually really good with money. Dolly says Elizabeth lost some of Jason's money through some bad investments. Really? Um, Shona says Jason left Jake money. He got ELQ stock and he got that house. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make him rich, but it makes him in a good position. Now, Nikki says, I bet Jason stashed money for Sam's kids too. I can see that. Daisy Flowers says Trina is middle class. Everyone in Port Charles are hypocrites. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right about both, but yeah, no, Daisy Flowers. She's definitely middle class. Now, Tyrone says Trina will be rich one day, but not yet. I I don't see how. I don't see how. Sharon says, I know Trina is amount amount of mourning, but she was having a bad hair day. Well, Karen, she was all broken up because of Rory. The character that really no one cares about. Javos says, unless she marries Spencer. That's very true, Javos. Javos. Colin says, who is always writing in the show that he was having a what? Jessica says Sam is rich. No. She knows people that have money, but I won't sit there and say she's rich. Then Nikki says maybe y'all define rich differently than me. I feel like anybody not living paycheck to paycheck is rich. Everyone in PC is rich. That's true. That's true, Nikisha. Yes, that's very true. Now, Black Mud says she was okay. Diddy Flow says Jason was a millionaire. Yeah, I mean he had access to the quarter made money, and they're rich. So yeah. Billy said Trina's going to get that cast on money. I ain't mad at her. Mel says I think that Ashley will go abandon her family to go. Yeah, Mel. I can see that the problems that her and Jack are having. I can see that. And Tucker, he has a certain level of charm and influence and stuff. I can definitely see that. Now, Dolly said Trina's going to end up Trina Robinson Cassidy. She just has to avoid that prenup. Valerie says, I love Trina. I love how Trina told Spencer to take off his shoes, but she kept hers on. I was like, what? Yeah, I didn't understand that, Valerie. I really did. Not so. Some of those grown adults walking around with their shoes on and this, that, and the third. Take your shoes off. Why? Why? Why are they taking off their shoes for? Off their shoes. What's the point of that? Valerie says she's tiny though. Kyra says this Trina has no chemistry with him. Hmm. I'll take your word for it. Take your word for it. Now, Tyrone says Jason was working at ELQ before working for Sunny and still has stock. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, Tyrone, his kids are definitely going to be well off. Okay, there's no doubt about that. His kids are going to be well off. We can definitely agree on that. Shannon says, I can't wait to Kurt. His kid says, me too. Dolly says Edward gave all his grandkids stock. Yeah, no, their kids are going to be well off. Yeah, like, I really don't feel like going to CVS again to get any more of these. I really, really don't. Kevin says, who is the poorest on GH? I say Cody. Cody. Hmm. Yeah, you might be right, Karen. Now, Tanya D says, and avoid Victor Trina. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie, Tanya D. I'm surprised Victor didn't run into Trina at this point. I really am. Well, says Audrey and Tucker is sick kissing and sleeping together like a business. Yeah. Well, I mean, Mel, I mean, it's Audra. I may not like the chick, but she got body karate, and I am totally with that. Even when she does act like a damn creep at times. Now, Ty, Tyron says Spencer should holler. We want prenup. I love it. I love it. I love it. Shauna says Tracy's the only one who doesn't have stock. Really? Let me know in the chat if Tracy doesn't have stock in the LQ, because that doesn't seem like that makes any sense. Dolly says the only quartermain that didn't get stock were the hosts like Austin. Yeah, I was gonna sit there and say I was like, I'm pretty sure Tracy got stock. Tanya D says, does Charlotte have any money? Valentine is rich too. Yeah. Colin says, I think they should make up a different cast, and I don't like him because he's He's what? I'm gonna be honest. I did not understand a word of that sentence. I'm not trying to be funny. I just. And maybe it's just me because I'm trying to read every comment and stuff like that, which I realized that at some point I won't be able to. Billy said Tracy sold her stock to Valentine just like, oh, I didn't know that. Or I forgot that. Okay. Skinner says, who is Maya? Yeah, I was going to sit there and say, who is Maya? Mel says, how long, Abba, do you think Ava will be in Bavery for? Oh, probably until her vacation's over. Because, a lot of times, a lot of times these people go to jail, they go away, whatever. It's usually because they want to go on vacation for a little bit. So I guess when she's ready to work, then they'll take her out. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit kind of an easy fix. Like it's kind of lazy, because at this point we knew that Xander was getting closer to being discovered. So it just seems kind of lazy. And how you doing tonight, Skinner? Thank you for joining. Shauna says no Lala left her recipe for pick what? Isaiah's in the chat. What's good? You're right, Dolly. You're right. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. You're totally right about that. Emma says he's a voice app because I'm using a voice app. Okay. Tracy says, do you think we'll find a donor? We'll find a donor. Yeah, I do, Tracy. And it's mostly because I heard that she's on contract, so they're not going to kill her off. Now, Isaiah's in the chat, and Isaiah says GH most definitely could improve on managing a cast to give the show better pacing. Also, stop adding fillers in each episode just to remind us that the other characters exist. Yeah, I agree with that. I get it to some extent because if you're a new person, you may not know all the ins and outs. So sometimes you do got to sit there and go back and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I said. Isaiah makes a very good point. Karen says they missed the boat with Austin. They did. Karen, they did. And of course, it doesn't help the fact that they got a bloated cast. Now Doris says Maya is one of Edward's grandkids from the war side. Oh, I never seen her. But then again, she might have came on during the period. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. She might have came on during the period when I wasn't watching. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm still coughing, but it's a lot less though. I'm very glad about that too. Valerie, very glad. Now, Shauna says no Brooklyn sold Valentine's. Her stock Tracy has none. Now, Isaiah says less Sunny and Carly appearances would also help. In May, she was literally in every episode except for one. I didn't know that. But yeah, no, thank you, Valerie. I don't know what the hell I've actually been doing differently. I've just been trying to sleep a lot, and these somewhat helps. But now Tyrone says May Almaya came in 2019 or maybe 2010. Okay. I think that might have been a time I wasn't. I was going to sit there and say that might have been a time I wasn't watching. So Karen says she needs to finish up these storylines. They do, but just Karen. I mean, that's definitely true. But they also need to trim down the cast because it's hard to finish up a story. We have so many different characters on it. Now, Jolie says Maya was a cool character. She was married to Luke and Holly's son, Ethan, and was a doctor. The actress left to be a Charlie's Angel, but the show got canceled. I remember that show. It was on. Yeah, I remember that show. It was on. It was on. It was on ABC. It was on ABC. I remember that show. Shauna says Tracy was also shady at work. Quartermain didn't leave her nothing, but Lila left her award relish. What? Yeah, Jessica. I mean, like I said, that was a period I wasn't watching. Now, Nikki said characters can still die if the actor is on contract. Contracts end. Very good point, Nikisha. Very good point. I didn't think of it that way. Mel says they're talking about the Purge 6 movie. Mel, I watched the first Purge movie, and I'm not gonna lie, I kinda didn't like it. I didn't like the idea that society just said that people were bad. So, you know what? We're gonna have one night where people just get to kill each other because people are inherently bad. Like somehow that didn't sit right with me. I'm just like, nah, that that don't sit right with me. Like I know the human race is bad, but it can't be that bad. And now, yeah, they made a TV show also. Now Dolly says, "Yep, she was an angel that was supposed to be an ex-cop." Hmm. Those were the days, Dolly. Tracy's my favorite Quartermain. Oh, my favorite Quartermains are Tracy and Nat. Yeah, Valerie, I was like, that was definitely before my time. Trevor says you need NyQuil. I may actually go out and get NyQuil tonight. Yeah, I may actually get some NyQuil tonight. Traverse, what does NyQuil actually do? I'm definitely gonna take it. Man, I wish you because I went out and I got some pain pills or whatever to help with like the soreness or the coughing and stuff. But yeah, now Shauna says now Keisha Ward messed with Jason before the brain damage. What if Dex is their son? Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people are going back to Smith. They're saying that Dex is Jason's long lost son, and it's possible. It's definitely possible. Dex can be going after Jason. Could be going after Sonny on Jason's behalf. But somehow, you know what? I feel like if I don't have my expectations too high, I won't get disappointed. Tanya D says, "Oh yeah, Tracy got that pickle relish." Dolly says, "Always thought it would be cool to bring back Keisha Ward." Now Tracy get Dayquil as well as Nyquil make you sleep. Oh, 10 to 12 hours. Oof. I don't know about that. I gotta be up at like 3:30 tonight, so I don't know if that's actually gonna work. But I now Tracy says NyQuil is an over the counter medicine that treats and okay. All right, Traverse. I feel like yeah, I should try to Traverse. If it continues, I may just want up getting it on Saturday. And I can sit there and sleep for a little bit because then I actually have the time to do that. Dolly says Keisha and Carly had a little bit of a rivalry too back in the day. Really? Tracy says, I like how Dex had a friendship with Maxine. Tracy Steve says, I like how Dex had a friendship with Maxine. When did they actually have a friendship? Are you sure Maxie you're talking about? Hippie says NyQuil will help you sleep. Yeah, I definitely need that. Medora says some people don't wear shoes in their house. Yeah, no, that's true. Except for the fact that Medora, every other adult was wearing shoes in that house. that's, that's the thing. So it's just a little kind of weird, but I do get it because I've been in people's houses that that don't like people walking in with their shoes, so I totally get it. But now Melanie says they're talking about the Strangers 3 movie. I don't remember seeing the first Strangers movie. Tracy says take NyQuil on a day off. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, Tracy. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Yeah, happy. No, happy. I'm definitely gonna sit there and get some NyQuil, but I'm gonna do that like on my day off or when I get out of work really early on Saturday. Yeah, Jessica, I was gonna sit there and say Jackson vaccine. Same thing, Shauna. Tracy said not really a friendship, but Maxie was asking Dex for advice about men being. No, Tracy, she was asked. Maxie was asking Cody. Maxie was asking Cody. Dolly says Carly was beefing with all the young chicks when she first came. Keisha did have history with AJ and Jason, which was a threat to Carly. Oh, okay. Interesting. Karen says, who's Dex's mother? It's a damn good question. Hippie says Cody is trying to be friends with Maxie because he knows they're a family. That's true. Tracy says, in most of my family members' houses, we don't wear shoes in our house. Yeah. No, that makes sense. People tracking all sorts of stuff from outside, especially if you have a nice carpet and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I totally get it. I, Tracy, trust me, I ain't mad at that. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. Yeah, Jessica, I was gonna sit there and say Maxie. Yeah, Jessica, I think they mean Cody and Maxie. Now, Traverse says people must think Spencer is infested with rabies. Medora says Edward took it away back in the day. Took what away? What's good, Jakaris? How you doing tonight? How's everything? How's the channel? Happy says, yeah, Tracy. That's what I was like. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yep. Tracy, I knew exactly what you meant when you said Max. I was like, that doesn't. You must mean Cody. Happy says Cody also knows they have money. Yeah, but I mean, they have like middle class average money. It's not like it's they're not. He's not gonna be rolling in the money. Now, it's just a lot for them to bring back the '90s music for their 60th anniversary. That'd be a nice touch. Mel says, "Oh, they're talking about rebooting the Terminator." Mel, I actually liked the last Terminator movie. I know a lot of people didn't, but I actually liked the last Terminator movie, even though they retcon things they shouldn't retcon for diversity quota, but I still actually liked it. Now, Chikara says, I didn't watch today's episode of Days yet. It was okay. Chikara, it was okay. It wasn't nothing to write home to. It was okay. Victoria says Ellie is returning to GH even if it for search Ellie. Really? That'd be interesting. Effa says nobody comes in my house with their shoes. Okay, all right, Effa, I like that. Trust me, I get it. Vacuuming, and I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I'm glad you get your cars. But yeah, no, Effa. My friends, when they used to sit and go over to his house, had to take your shoes off. So I totally get it. Tracy says I love '90s music. Yes. Nate is in the chat. What's good, Nate? Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. How you doing today? Tonight? How you doing tonight? Tracy says I didn't see the last Terminator movie. I feel like the first one is probably the best. No, it is, Tracy. It is. Tracy, oddly, I didn't see the third Terminator movie. I've seen all the other ones except for the third one. So I may actually try to make that on my bucket list. I may try to do that. Because I didn't see the third one. And it's kind of like the Mission Impossible movies. Like I finally saw all of them with Tom Cruise, so it's definitely on the list. Hippie says, Tracy, I think. Oh, Effa says the only way Dex is Jason's son if they rewrite history. Effa, that would not be the first time that they rewrote history, though. It would not be the first time. Jessica says it would be cool if Dex was Jason's son. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Shauna says GH has so my action. Luke killing Frank Smith. What? No says yeah. I love the Terminator. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Well, yeah, you're right, Mel. Two might actually be. You know what, Tracy? I'll take that back. Two would probably actually be the best one if you ever get a chance to watch two. If you don't watch any one of the other ones, watch part two. I would sit there and say, Tracy, watch part two. Kaiwan says, think the guy that did 90s GH music was more of a blues jazz conductor. I can see that, Kaiwan. Dolly says, I think Dex parents might be the best mystery GH. Yeah, no. Tracy says the only movie I have seen all of is the Rocky and Beverly Hills Cop movie. Tracy, I never got into the Beverly Hills movies. And Rocky, I'm not gonna lie, after he fought Drago, I just didn't care anymore. I just really didn't care anymore. Plus, I started doing Taekwondo, and then boxing just became for me. Now, Janice says, did we talk about Carter? No, we did not talk about Carter. Jason is in the chat. How are you doing tonight, Jason? You're new. Carter, Jenny, we are talking about being Beast Carter, right? Just to make sure that we're on the same page about it. Yeah, Karen, no. I love part two. Two was actually really good. Hippie says Mac is Cody's dad. I think Sonny and Brenda are Jack's parents. It's possible. Hippie, I just hope that whatever reveal that Dex comes up with is going to be good. Because if it's not, you know what? I'm just gonna have my expectations really low. That's all. I'm just gonna have my expectations really low, and then I won't sit there and be disappointed. Now, yeah, Karen, two is good. Dolly says so far Dex has Jason, Sonny, Alcazar, AJ for a father, and Lily, Brenda, and Keisha for a mother. That's a good mystery right there. Tyron says, I would love to see Anthony come out of retirement as Luke and take down Victor. Yeah, that would be amazing if they can pull it off. If they can pull it off, that would be amazing. Have a good night, Kaiwan. Thank you for joining. It's always great to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining us as usual. I appreciate you. Juanita's in the chat. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, Juanita. I haven't really been coughing as much um, compared to the other streams, so I'm getting there. Getting there. Thank you for asking, Juanita. How are you doing tonight? Shona says they rewriting history now. How Heather Weber as my mom? She had a hysterectomy, and Ryan and Heather have been locked up forever. That's very true, Shauna. That's what I was saying. They're saying like, yeah, they could definitely rewrite history. Trina is in the chat. Trina says, bring Jason and Morgan back. Bring back Jason and Morgan. you know, Trina, Morgan, I can see. Jason, no, because Trina, Jason is on Days of Our Lives now. So I doubt he's going to be doing both shows. It'd be cool, but given his history, mm-mm. Tracy says Mac is not Cody's dad based on what Maxie said when they were talking. No, Tracy, Mac is Cody's dad. Because Cody was sitting there looking at the test results from that whole, yeah, exactly. Cody was sitting there looking at the test, Cody was looking at the test results, um, when that whole testing went down. So yeah, he's definitely, Mac's father. Now, why he hid that fact is beyond me. It literally makes no sense. Um, Jessica says they never talk about Morgan. Yeah, they don't. They don't talk about Morgan. That's very true, Jessica. But here's the thing, and this is something, and maybe I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but maybe they don't talk about Morgan as much because maybe talking about Morgan in some ways would hurt the show. One Tree Hill, they stopped talking about certain characters because they felt like it would hurt the show after a while. I think it was like Lucas and that other chick, Peyton. They stopped talking about them midway because they felt like it would hurt the show by constantly bringing them up. If that makes sense. Tanya D says it can't be any worse than the Marshals. That's true. But you know what, Tanya D, just because they said that, they may actually try to they may actually try to make it worse. Now, Dolly says, I'm gonna I'm gonna toss in Gia for Mom and Nicholas or Xander for Dad for Dex. That'd be interesting. That means that Dex and Cam will be. Oh, if Dolly, that is interesting. Can you imagine just for a second if Xander had another child and it was Dex? Can you imagine what kind of cluster F that would be? What kind of cluster F that would be? Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that, Nikisha. And yeah, I mean, granted that does make a lot of sense as far as them not talking about um Morgan because it's just really painful. So I can see that point as well. But I'm I don't even think that saying sorry actually does it justice, Keisha. Um, the girl says I want my uh, um, Sabrina to get together. Well, you're gonna get what you want because they're gonna wind up doing it. It's gonna be fake and then it's gonna be real. Um, Shauna says Cody lied to get that necklace. Yep. Christian said, okay, I understand. Yes, he didn't correct Maxie when she was. Yep, he was at the hospital. He knew the whole time. Um, Johnson says at this point, if Jason returns to GH, it would likely be a recast. I know a lot of people don't like the idea, but it's not impossible. It's not. But if the problem is if they did recast it and he decides to come back, it's going to be a mess. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that, Nikisha. Um. But yeah, no, I mean that does bring a good point as far as why they don't talk about Morgan that much. You know, Tyron says bringing up certain characters is probably like adding salt to the wound. Yeah. Um. Shauna says they talk about Morgan all the time, but people are complaining. Oh, okay. They actually bothered. So Shauna, they actually bothered to listen to that complaining, but everything else they just said. Interesting. Now, Tyrone says Josh would be like Sonny dating two brothers, like how he dated Alexis and Sam. I remember Sonny saying, I dated the mother and the daughter. How did my life turn into a Jerry Springer show? Wow. Johnson says, what if Dax is Luke Spencer's son with Jennifer and he's going after Sonny because he took over his grandfather's Frank's business? That would be interesting, Jonathan. Interesting. Victoria says, if I was an actor, I would be scared to play a recast on GH. Yeah, exactly. Victoria, especially the way that people act now, the way that people act now is just, it's insane. It is literally insane. The level of hatred they were giving Marcus um was insane. Cindy Watts practically got attacked during a fan thing that they had going on. Um, so just in general, Victoria, it would be scary not just to be a recast, but just to be an actor, just to be an actor, because people they don't know how to separate characters from the actor, and it's gets into that whole toxicness, and it's unpleasant. Now, Shauna says, I saw a preview when Ella said to Spinelli, you fell for Maxie again. He was always in love with her. I gotta look. Yeah, I gotta check that out before I go to bed because I didn't get a chance to see the preview. Billy says, what if they hit a sewer and GH pulls the Hollyoaks and Nina has trip? That would be interesting, Dolly. That would be interesting. Skinner says, I know I'm late, but I wonder what happened to Keisha. Yeah, I didn't even know about this character. So Skinner, trust me, I'm just in the dark as much as you. Trevor says if something tragic happens to Tali and Eleni, like what happened to Sonyeti, would GH recast or just kill off the Trina character completely? Um, Trevor, they probably would recast her. They might recast her. As much as that sucks. No, 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 no. I take that back. I take that back. They would just kill her. That's a really good question. Because here's the thing, Trevor, if they recast her, there's going to be hella backlash. There's going to be hella backlash. But you know how studios are trying to rework stuff. Remember when they had to sit there and recast Maxie temporarily? They got in some chick that was brunette, okay? They didn't even bother to make her blonde. So yeah, they might do an emergency and do something like that too. Shauna says Wayne Brady was getting death threats on B&B for wow. See, that's what I'm saying, Shauna. Like people can be extremely toxic and problematic, and it gets to a point where it's just they've ruined it for everyone else. Now Tanya D says, "Oh no, that's scary." Poor Cindy was. I love, yeah. Um, I'm like, even if you don't love her character, you don't sit there and treat a person like that. Dolly says, I think Keisha left town but was a social worker or something. I always thought they should bring her back during one of their custody storylines. That would be interesting. Bring her back. If you're going to bring her back with a purpose. Tyron says, I think Spinelli and Maxie would be back together, except this time Mac would accept now and his occasional differences, way he talk will be more tolerable with Sonny. Yeah, I can see that, Tyron. I mean, they already have a kid together, so. And on top of that, I mean, Spinelli has proven his worth. Karen says Jason is not needed. I do wish Morgan will come back. Well, I mean, Karen, why would Jason not be needed, but Morgan would be? Because in reality, I can see the pendulum swinging both ways when they would be needed and they wouldn't be needed at the same time. Yeah, Mel, I saw Rex back. It was cool seeing him again. Johnson says there are plenty of reasons why Jason is needed. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can see more. Maybe you know what, Johnson. Maybe it's for me, but I just want Jason back because I just like Jason. So there is that. Then Traverse says toxic characters on GH: Ava, Brooklyn, Carly, Josh, Maxine, Nicholas, Nina, Sunny, Spencer. You're 100% right about that. You're 100% right about that. I really thought about that. I was like, nope, Traverse, you are right about that. Ron says I just heard from Phoenix did a video on Tamil who played. Oh right, I gotta sit there and watch that video, Ron. Yeah, I watch that before I go to bed. Now, yeah, Johnson, I'm just like Jason's my dude. Tyrone says on Twitter someone called Maurice Bernard a phony and hope he dies. Like, oh yeah, no, Tyrone, their account definitely needs to be suspended. That is utterly insane. See, Chara, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's people that are extremely toxic and they don't know how to separate reality from fiction. And it's insane. Like, obviously, they have mental health problems, but there are certain people that just should not be on the internet. Let's just put it that way. Hippie says it would be cool if Morgan came back to give Ava something to play with. It was jealous. Juanita says glad Maxie told Austin to hit the road. Really? Huh? Why do you say that for? Juanita. The Havlers in the chat was good. Mel says Ava leaving on Days of Our Lives. I heard. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Mel, I mean, she's been on the show for a while. Maybe they just didn't want her. It's kind of weird. But I feel like her character just kind of came to an end. Maybe. Dolly says I like Jason, but I feel like they will fall back in old habits. Writing. Okay. No, if you're not being weird. Shauna said Jason would see right through Carly's lies, but Drew will wake up. Ron says, yeah, he did it coming and going. Yeah, I saw it. I saw that, Ron. I saw that. I didn't get a chance to sit there and watch it tonight, but I'll watch it before I go to bed. Because it'll be kind of interesting to sit to hear his take on it. Karen says Maxie and Spinelli are endgame. Hmm. Skinner says I wouldn't call them toxic. They are unhinged. Yeah, Skinner. Definitely unhinged to sit there and say something like that. Like that is just nuts. Those are Skinner. Those are the people that don't belong. They shouldn't have access to the internet. They really shouldn't. Jessica says, "Is that really it for Austin? What will he do now?" Maybe we'll find out. Jessica. Maybe we'll find out what he's actually doing. Like, what kind of shady business is he doing? Johnson says Morgan wouldn't want anything to do with Ava once she learned. Yeah, that's very true. That is very, very, very true. Shauna says Chelsea and Adam are in game too. I'll take your word for that. Tyrone says Marcus is gone. Who will play Nicholas now? That is a really good point. Now, Pornhub says I'm going to miss Tiffany. Pornhub. I love your Did you really did you really just name your? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get past the name. But yeah, no, I'm a Miss Epiphany as well. I'm a that is a very interesting username because I've been on that site a couple of times. Not as much as you would think I would be on there. Anyway, Davlin says, okay. Skinner says you're right. They should have, and yeah, they shouldn't. They Skinner, you know that there's certain people that just should not have access to the internet. Like they really should not. And there's a scary people. Now, Ron says, I mean, what are your thoughts about the actor playing Nicholas refusing to do? Um, Ron, he's going to have a very hard time in the future because what he did was unprofessional, and that stuff follows you. That's the thing; it follows you. Trina says, "I love Jason and Britt. Writers dropped the ball." Well, Trina, it wasn't even so much that the writers dropped the ball; the studio dropped the ball. Because Jason was supposed to sit there and the actor was supposed to take the vaccination. He didn't take the vaccination, so they pretty much fired him. And now he's on another show. He's on Days of Our Lives. Freddie was good. How you doing tonight? Yes. I love what I do. No, 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 no. Porn, please don't change your name. Please. I find it very interesting. Black man, I wasn't doing that much research as you would think I would. But it is a good site. It's a somewhat good site to do research on. I'll say that much. Black man, I'll say that much. Dolly says I'm starting to feel sorry for Marcus. I kind of get I kind of get why he walked out. How many jobs you fired now? You do. No, no. I mean, Dolly, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But again, these jobs are like resumes, and when you do a certain thing on one job and you try to go for a different job, it follows you. Oh, and Pornhub, please, please don't change your name. Please, 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 don't change your name. Johnson says after Sarah finds out Dan they're kidnapped, she may turn back to Rex. Ooh, I can see that. I was just going to say Eric, but Eric is going down a dark path. So Skinner says Jason and Britt were hot. Fire emojis. Tyrone says Steve Bird made his choice not to do the vaccination and go back to the vaccination mandate. So he's off GH. Yeah, exactly, Tyrone. Everyone makes choices. Everyone makes choices in this world, good or bad. So I get where you're coming with that. Tyrone now says, Ron, but didn't the actor playing Kane? Yeah, you're right. Actually, tell you the truth, I learned that from you. The Haviland, I definitely miss old school GH. I do too. Shauna says, no, okay. Karen says if Jason is not with Sam, then I'm not interested. Jason was my couple. So pretty much, Karen, you're just like, yo, they need to kick rocks if you're not going to bring it back. Now, Sir Charles is in the chat. With the laughing emojis. How you doing tonight, Sir Charles? Skinner says Jason and Raina, of course, it's like Sonny and Carly. The constant back and forth is exhausting. Juanita says, I think Billy is going to hook up with Chelsea. He can't get away from her. He might if this whole couples counseling thing don't work out. He might. Dolly says, imagine walking in on Monday morning, being told you're fired, and then your boss saying, well, I see you Thursday and Saturday. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it from, like, not even playing as devil's advocate, but I get it from both standpoints. I get it from both standpoints. Yeah, I can understand. Yo, I'm not saying that they're doing those scenes. But I also see it as I work in this industry, people talk. And when you bring up the name difficult, this person is difficult. You don't want to work with this person. It's, Dolly, it's not a smart move for him. I get the emotional aspect, but it's not a smart move for him. Oh, you changed it, Sir Charles. Okay. All right. Sir Charles, I hope you didn't change it because I was laughing. I would sit there and say I'm sorry, but I don't mean it. But I didn't want you to change it just because I was laughing. I found it interesting. I mean, it was one of the sites I used to sit there and use back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like a couple months ago. Caron says, "What if Austin and Mason were in some mercenary killing types of cult involving patients?" That'd be interesting, Tyron. That'd be interesting. Now Skinner says, "I think Jax left for the same reason." Yep, he was also a prick. Yeah, Skinner. The actor actually wound up suing um General Hospital. I don't know how that's going, but yeah, he's suing General Hospital or the studio or something. Now, Tanya D says Sonny needs a new nemesis. Like, yes, Tanya D, I agree. He had Cyrus, but then he left. Miss Wu is not enough. Totally, totally D says, I don't know. I do know the actor jobs were different. No, 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 Dolly, I feel the same thing. I feel the same way. I get it. Trust me, Dolly, we're on the same page about that. Sir Charles, I'm good. I'm good. Um, and thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Sir Charles. It says changing. uh, I love what I do. I really do. My God, I love what I do. Uh, come on now. We all know. We all know what that. Okay, we just. Oh, okay, all right. Let me get back my composure. Um. Oh, you've been wanting to change it. Okay. All right, so Charles. Okay. All right. All right. Now, Karen, I hope they do something for her. I do. Jonathan says the head of the mystery security film. Yeah, that's what I said. If it's good, if it's really good, I hope it's good. I really do because those people seem like they're not playing any games. Tanya D says Lily is so selfish. Yeah, I can see that. Skinner says they don't have any chemistry. Freddie says Spencer and Trina is playing a dangerous game with the hook. You know what, Freddie? That's true. But if it makes it more interesting, then I'm totally down for it. Now Hendrix said Hendrix says, was Tyler Christopher the first Nicholas on Jace? No, he was actually the second. He was actually the second one. I forgot the actor that played the first one, but he actually wound up doing an episode on a show called Burn Notice. Oh, I used to love that show. I used to love that show. But yes, Hendrix, he was the second one. And Ron says, I bet I know you will be laughing when everyone finds out Nicholas has made. Well, I mean, I don't think they're gonna. Well, yeah, I probably will laugh. Yeah, you're exactly right, Ron. I will be laughing. You know me so well, Ron. Skinner says Miss Wu is enough, but the writers aren't pushing her hard enough to be Sonny's nemesis. She definitely has the gift, the griff. Yeah, I can see that, Skinner, and it's kind of a shame because they could really put her in that position. I mean, granted, they still can. They still can. Shauna says Sally had Tom, Forrest, Liam, Jack, and Adam, and now Nick. Wow. I'm not even going to say anything about that. Now, Sir Charles says, I feel like GH needs a new family to come in town. I'm sick of Sonny's family. Hmm. So, Charles, how long you been watching GH for? Karen says Marcus should have done the scenes because they'll come. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, Karen. I'm like, I get an emotional side of, oh, I'm fired. Wait. You tell me when we work? What are you nuts? But again, this is for it's better for him. That's what it comes down to. Billy says maybe GH can bring in a long lost daughter Epiphany as a tribute, or Epiphany friends can. Honestly, tell you the truth, Dolly, I hope they do something good with her. Because if they don't, they're gonna have hell to pay. Let's put it that way. Now, Davlin says, I think that Sonny and Miss Wu would be a wonderful couple. You know, Davlin, I don't think that Sonny can handle Miss Wu. Because Miss Wu would not put up with some of the stuff that his other girlfriends would have. So, Hippie, yeah, I'm hoping that they do something good with her. My expectations are very low, but I hope they do. Now Tanya D says I would if Jerry Jacks is the head of the security. Ooh, Tanya D, I love Jerry Jacks. As soon as you said Jerry Jacks, I was like, I'm gonna love this comment already. Ron says Phoenix said that he is doing too much. He's doing much better and will be making. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that he's doing better in general. Now, Tyron says Steve was the first Nicholas, 1996, 97. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you, Tyron. I was like, that's his name. Okay, cool. Tanya D says Michael Weston was the man. Tanya D, see, this is why I rock with certain people. I used to love that show. Oh, USA Network had some really good shows back in the day. Exactly, Skinner. Is that I was like, no, because Sonny would not be able to pull the BS that he would not be able to pull that same BS. Let's put it that way. Sean says why Nina didn't tell Sonny will have fainted. They don't keep secrets. It's very true. But then again, what would Sonny do? You know, she should still tell him that. Now, Nate says all they're going to do is a simple tribute. Nothing but I hope. Yeah, that's what I said, Nate. I'm like, I feel like they're not going to do a huge tribute to her. If they didn't do a huge tribute towards the guy that played Alan, they're not going to do anything for her. Johnson says, I think Megan halfway returns to days. She might take all over the Damaris family. That'd be interesting as hell. Oof, that'd be so interesting. Jonathan, I love Days of Our Lives. Okay, I just want to say I just love Days of Our Lives. Tyrone says Novaks were the family to challenge the Corinthos, but they ended up. Yeah, they did. Tyrone, and that had a lot to do with Maurice Bernard wanted to try something new, which is why the Nixon Fall story happened the way it did. This is the reason why Sonny didn't really go toe to toe with Cyrus. Karen says Steve Bird was smart. Ingo was stupid because Steve is working again and Ingo is not working. I didn't know he wasn't working. But yeah, Karen, I mean, that lawsuit was definitely not smart. Definitely was not smart. Karen, it reminds me of Monique's situation. Skinner says Miss Wu would probably actually successfully kill Sonny without a second thought. Freddie says, I love Ava. She cuts she's cutthroat, ruthless, and her special relationship with her daughter, Avery, and her come a long way since Morgan. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, Daisy Flower. Joey Novak. Oh, Joey Novak was definitely weak. Definitely weak. Now, Ron says, how what Ava feel about Esme and Nicholas' secret bait. Oh, she's gonna lose it. Right, you know she's gonna lose it. Juanita says, well, we are not about burning bridges. Not a good idea for Nicholas. I mean, not a good idea for the actor. I mean, Tanya D said, yeah, oh yes, Tanya D. That was a great show. That was a great show. I watched that. I watched every single episode of that show. Daphne says, I don't think that Crazy Nina and Sunny is going to last. Well, if Maurice Menard has his way, they will last. Okay? Trust me, they will last. Tyron says Stan Damon didn't get a big tribute. So, yeah, exactly. That's that. That. Thank you, Tyron. I forgot his name, but yeah, Stuart Damon didn't get a big tribute. He was on that show for a very long time. Um, and to Haviland, this is what I was meant to be talking about in the chat yesterday with DC. Because Lila had a beautiful tribute. That funeral felt like it was a real funeral. Ron says Ron is the best writer on TV drama. Daytime is #1 show. I have to take your word for that. I don't really keep up with all the different um, ratings and stuff like that, but he's good. So Charles said I've been watching the show since 2008, fresh year. Oh wow. So Charles, you've been watching the show for a hot minute. I think I got you beat by like 8 years, but that's still a hell of a long time now. So props to you, bro. If you are a man, um, Skinner says she has treated Stewart like trash since his prior years. I wonder what was the backstage issue. Yeah, me too, Skinner. The sad thing is, Skinner, it's one of those things where I say this in every case, like I'm saying this about Marcus. There's his side, there's the studio side, and then there's the truth somewhere in the middle. And most of the times, usually don't get the truth, you know? That's like Martin and the person who played Gina. We're never going to know the full backstory behind that whole thing. Ron says, Bold is just boring, and if it wasn't for Sheila's, this is why the actress is on contract. Karen says, I like Sunny with Claudia. Oh, wow. Karen, that's old school. I actually watched a preview with Claudia. Shauna says, I have no sympathy for Ava. Carly told her today she threw Nina at Sunny. Yep. Now, Dolly says Tyler was the first Nicholas. No, 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 no. Stefan actually was the first Nicholas. Stefan was the first Nicholas, and then Tyler was the second one. Skinner says because John Riley had a week-long tribute. Wow. De Havilland, I'm not too sure about that either. So Charles says, I wish Nell would come back. You have more patience than I do. Tyrone says Claudia almost had a thing going until her emotions over Sunny breaking up with her and her responsibility for Michael. Yeah, old school. I remember that preview. Nate said, I remember that story. Nate said basically the EP at the time, JPF was killing off Q's for whatever reason. Wanted Alan dead, but Goza didn't want to kill him off, but had no choice. Wow, damn, yeah, that's crazy. Shauna said Ava only cared about her hurting But what about the people she hurt? I'm glad Liz said shut up. Yeah, Tracy Martin was that show. But the backstory behind that was just crazy. And then there was that failed spinoff show that no one talks about, the show with Pam. Remember that show? Daisy Flowers says nobody else wants to know back. I don't know. To me, she didn't really work. She was very one dimensional, but teach his own. Ron says Phoenix says that the actor playing Ella is returning for Christmas with twins. That'd be interesting. Somebody else said that in the chat as well too. Ellie and Spinelli. That's so stupid. It's like Lily and Billy. You can't find a girl that doesn't rhyme with your name. Oh wow, Daisy Flo, you've been watching for a hot minute. Tracy says, "No, I didn't know Pam." Yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't even. Tracy, what it was a like a back pilot thing that they tried on Martin, a backdoor pilot, but it didn't go anywhere though. They didn't even want to. I don't even think they wound up doing the show. But Tracy, I just remember that because it was odd. It started off with Pam, and the whole episode was just very Pam centric, and I'm just like, the hell am I watching? It was just weird. But you know what? The 90s was also weird when you think about it. Now, Tyron says Epiphany put everyone in their place. In the hospital, she helped Sonny get through his physical therapy after being shot by one of his enemies. Right. She also, yeah, Tyron, she was definitely the heart of the hospital. Skinner says Alan's death was controversial at the time because it was so random. Episode of a legacy main character, yeah. Shauna says, I love how Epiphany loved Jason. Yeah, it was really good. They had a really interesting relationship. DC's in the chat. Pam said Pam's backstory pilot from Martin fell super. Yeah, it was. The whole episode was just random. The whole episode was random. Jolie says, I promise you, YouTube Nicholas. Oh, okay. Dolly, you might be right. You might be right. But I'm gonna do that though, Dolly. I'm gonna do that though. But yeah, DC, it was hell. The whole episode just felt off. Tracy says, I do remember Pam on Martin used to be on my trip. Wow, I didn't know that. I remember her talking about that though. Ron said, just get this fool Finn off the show. uh, uh, Devlin says, I used to run home from high school to see GH. Yeah, I used to tape a lot of my episodes. And then when you had SoapNet, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Shakira says Sally is pregnant and won't know. Yeah, Shakira. That's exactly. A lot of people listening to saying that. A lot of different news outlets on Instagram were saying that. Someone says Billy and Lily. Yeah, it's. DC says yeah. Tisha Arnold was one of my children, and the other ABC Ryan's Hope. I didn't know that. Daisy Flo says the character of Robin are the same age. Ron says, so Albert, you mean to say that Spencer friend will laugh in his face? No, Ron, I don't think they're gonna laugh in his face about that. They're actually gonna probably feel bad for him. How's everything going tonight, Shakira? Thank you for joining. Freddie says, I'm just counting down the days until everyone learns, especially Nina, knowing about Carly's huge secret. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a cake. I don't want to say cake moment, but definitely get some wine. get a favorite snack because you're going to be in for one hell of a ride. I will say that much. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna sit there in the stream right now, and I'm gonna wrap up the stream, just because it's like 10 o'clock, and I gotta wake up around 3:30 in the morning. I gotta wake up at 3:30 in the morning, so I think I'm gonna sit there in the stream right now. Um, I was planning on actually ending around like 9:30, but I had so much fun sitting there talking to everyone, and everyone just coming in the chat, and so I was just like, you know what, let's just sit there and just keep going for a little bit. But I do want to thank everyone for joining. This was a hell of a lot of fun. I appreciate every single person for being here tonight. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Shauna. Have a great night. Thank you, Dolly. It was fun as hell talking to you. And I'm going to sit there and look that up. Because you might be right. Well, most likely you probably are right. So thank you, Jessica. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Hendrix. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Ron. It was a pleasure talking to you as always. And thank you, Sir Charles. Although I did like your first name more, but thank you, Hippie. Thank you. Yes, yes. If you can hit the like button on the way out, I really would appreciate that because it really does actually help out the algorithm. It does help out the algorithm. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you for joining. It was a pleasure to sit there and see you and talk to you like always. Oh, Ron, no, trust me, I I can't forget that. Have a good night, Sir Charles. It was fun to sit there and talk to you. One of my newer people that comes up in the live stream. I'm optional. Epiphany took Amy's place. Yeah. Thank you, Skinner. Thank you for joining. This was great. It was great having you here. Great having you here, Hippie. Great having you here, Tyrone. Have a great night. I love every single person. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow in the live stream. So thank you all. Wow, 27. My God. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Jessica. Night, Dolly. It was a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Have a good night, Tanya D. It was really great seeing you in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. It's fun as hell to talk to you. And yeah, all right. If I didn't say goodnight to you, you know I mean goodnight to you. So if I didn't call you out by your name, you know you are, and I appreciate you being here. So thank you, everyone. And yeah, I'll see everyone tomorrow in the next live stream.